What's up guys, it's CJ Lipstrew from Pocketnow.com, and today we're excited to show you a new Windows Mobile user interface called MaxSense. Now over the past few months, we've been keeping you updated with Cookie's Home tab, which modifies HTC Sense 2.5 with some much needed enhancements. But overall, it still looks like Sense 2.5. Well, MaxSense UI from XDA developers has decided to tear down the Sense interface and rebuild it with a completely new design. He's also thrown in a bunch of new features, and the result is mighty impressive. I believe he's created a monster, and I mean that in a positive way. Let's check it out. Okay, so at first glance, you can already see this is going to be a totally new Sense experience. Let me give you a rundown of what we're looking at here. Starting from the top, we have a taskbar replacement, and obviously there are a ton of icons up there. So we'll start at the left where we have a Windows flag. This will pull up your traditional Windows Mobile start menu. The next item will pull down this drop down menu, and this one is for tasks. The next one allows you to toggle airplane mode. This one allows you to turn Bluetooth on or off and access some settings. Same with Wi-Fi, network settings, signal strength info, disconnect data, and here we can switch the different sound profiles. So we have silent, vibrate, and automatic, and when it's on one of these other modes, you'll have an option for normal. Battery info, battery backlight adjustment, and battery power settings. And here we have some time options. So you might be concerned with how cramped the taskbar is and how finger-friendly that can be. Well, I can assure you that Max has figured out a way to easily use your finger and switch between all these items. I'm pretty surprised I can go to any item I want to without any mishits. It's pretty nice. So if we tap the active icon, we can exit out of there, and at the very right we have our shortcut for Task Manager. So below the taskbar we have some widgets. Here we have a clock widget, and next to that we have a weather widget. So if we tap on that, it will actually take us to the Sense 2.5 weather tab. So we're starting to see some Sense integration into the user interface here. So we have our soft keys, which are the same soft keys but obviously done up a little bit. And if we tap on this home icon, it'll take us back to the home screen. As you can see, the weather animates over there. Below those widgets we have some program shortcuts that I've set, and below those we have a notification bar. So as you can see, I have some emails that I haven't checked yet, so this little window over here pops up and lets me know that I have something waiting. And if you switch between the different categories, you can actually see the last SMS or the last call or your last email in this window. So I'm going to click out of there, and now when we tap on those same icons, it takes us directly to their respective Sense 2.5 tabs. So a nice touch. And here we have our SMS tab, and right here call history tab. And this is the default home screen, but as you can see by these little indicator dots, there are actually two more home screens of widgets, so that's pretty nice. And you can see that we can navigate easily between these screens, and it's quick and responsive, which is great because this is a Touch Pro 2 and it has an aging 528 MHz processor. So it shows that you really don't need a powerful device like an HG2 to run this interface. So let's go back to the first screen and check out the other widgets. Here we have a slide clock, and it's called that because it has sort of a slot machine effect, as you saw right there, when the digits change. Under that we have a music player. I'll press play some Metallica. Okay, and next to that we have another program shortcut, so I'll go ahead and assign it to a program just to demonstrate how easy it is. I'll go with Facebook. Okay, and down here, this is an interesting widget because it actually takes your favorite contacts from your People tab and consolidates it into one simple widget. So we can just swipe up and down and we can check out all of our favorite people. So pretty cool. And if you tap and hold for a second, it'll pull up the contacts card. Next to that, we have some communications widgets. We have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and airplane mode. Moving on to the last screen, we have another digital clock over here. Internet search bar for Googling keywords. And under that, we have an appointments widget. As you can see, you can either collapse or expand the appointments. And this can look up to a week or more in advance. So pretty handy. And in the settings, yes, you can customize these widgets. You can actually choose to show up to 5 appointments. Like I said, these widgets are customizable. You can rearrange them, you can move them around and remove them or add some more. But these are all the ones that come with the first release of this interface. I'll show you a second how you can customize the widgets. But before we do that, let me actually show you the MaxSense settings. Okay, so here we can change the color of the bottom arrow and text color to either white, black, red, green, blue, or gray. I'll stick with white. And the taskbar, here's a great setting. You can actually, right now it's set to maximize, but we can actually switch to minimize, which will cut down all those icons we saw earlier and basically just show your traditional, sound profiles and battery status and stuff like that. So it cuts out a lot of the clutter, and if you really want to, you can actually hide the taskbar completely to have sort of a clean looking Sense experience. So I'm going to go with that. You can disable the weather animation for Sense 2.5, enable auto rotation using the accelerometer so you can get some landscape action going, enable auto lock so when you put the phone head first into your pocket, it'll actually lock the screen. So we'll click done. And as you can see, we don't have a taskbar anymore, so it looks really clean. I like that a lot. Okay, so moving on, let's go back here. We can actually change the home wallpaper and edit widgets. So we'll go ahead and edit widgets. And now we're in the widget editing mode. So we can move widgets around the screen, sort of just put them wherever we want to. Or you can tap on them and we get a number of options. So some of them have more options than others, but this one, as you can see, we can either remove the widget or show it. We can also change background settings. So if you want to have the default sort of semi-transparent squared off background sitting behind the widget, you can have that. You can hide that background, or you can set a custom background which allows you to set a picture to rest behind the widget, which is pretty cool. We can change the text color. Here's one that I like. You can resize the widget, so if you don't want to have a widget that's too small or too large, you can resize it here, and it really allows you to cater your widgets and their sizes according to the amount of real estate, screen real estate that you have available. So that's cool. We can change the layout. This weather widget has 3 different layout choices. Original graphics, we can have that checked, or if we uncheck it, we'll have some custom graphics. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck it, and we can choose to hide the temperature or show the temperature. Again, many of the widgets have different settings, and I don't have enough time to show you all of them, so I'll just go ahead and reconfigure all the widgets and come back to you in a second and show you a different look to some of these widgets. And we're back, and we're still in the widget editing mode, but let me just show you before we finalize it that you can add widgets by going here, and here we have 5 different categories: clocks, alerts, quick links, communication, and others. We've already showed you all of them, but that's how you would add some more widgets. And let's just finalize it. So now you see I have a different look here. I increased the digital clock. I added a a background behind the weather and also change the graphics that it uses. I didn't change the missed calls and SMS widgets because I wanted to show you that you can actually have a different layout here. As you can see with this email widget, it's sort of a longer bar, and when you press the plus sign you can see the latest email. Also, I removed the text from these program shortcuts, so pretty cool. Over here you can see I put a custom background behind the slide clock. I made the music player a little smaller, increased the sizes of the communications widgets, and also made the favorite contacts widget much larger. Alright, so let's go to the last one. I changed the analog clock to a different style. There's a third style as well, but I'm not going to show you that in this video. I also changed the color of text for the search widget and the appointments widget. Like I said before, you can change these to a multitude of colors to make it more personal. I also made these a little smaller. So those are the widgets of MaxSense and how you can customize them. But that's just half the story really for this interface. And I say that because there's a lot more here than just the 3 home screens. We'll start with this star over here. This pulls up an action screen which allows us to quickly compose an email, SMS, MMS, create an appointment, task, a note, add a contact, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth options, stuff like that. So that's for quick options for the power user in us. Oops, let's go back. And here's what I was talking about before. This home icon isn't just to get back to the home screen. If you swipe over here, you actually get shortcuts to all of your Sense 2.5 tabs all in one screen. So that's pretty cool. We can go to contacts, messages, email, internet shortcuts. As you can see, it works really fast too. Here's the e-reader tab that HTC created for the T-Mobile HD2 album. Here's the music tab, calendar, stocks, footprints, documents, the Twitter tab, weather we saw earlier, the custom Facebook and call history tabs created at XDA, and the settings tab. So yeah, we get to use our Sense tabs. So if you want to go back, you can hit the home icon, and if you swipe the other way, you get 25 icons on one screen for your quick links. And if you swipe over, you get 25 more. Swipe over again, 25 more, for a total of 75. So you're probably not going to run out of shortcut links. And if you rotate your screen, as you can see, landscape does work. And you'll get this screen while you're on any of the home screens over here. But say if you're in maybe contacts and you rotate it, you'll get the Manila tab in landscape. So pretty cool. Alright, before we close, let me just show you a couple things that I forgot. You can actually reorder these tabs, hide some, or show the ones you want just by tapping this little icon over here, and you get the Sense home screen tab personalization options over here. So that's that. And also for these quick links, you can move them around by tapping and holding on any one. You can switch them, or you can remove them and add some more. So this was a first look at the new MaxSense interface. Unfortunately, the initial release will only be available through custom ROMs. So if you're not familiar with flashing ROMs onto your device, now may be a good time to learn how. Look for it soon on devices like the Touch Pro 2, Touch HD, HD2, and other popular HTC Windows phones. Of course, it all depends on who's doing the cooking. For example, this ROM was packaged for a CDMA Touch Pro 2 by Big, and it's called Big MaxSense. As you can see, it's a Windows Mobile 6.5.x ROM, according to the start bar being at the bottom, and it's been beautifully skinned and has some pretty cool features to boot. So comment below with your thoughts. Let us know if you like what you see in MaxSense, and if you do, what you like best about it. Maybe mention what other widgets you'd like to see added in the future, or maybe even comment with which ROMs you'd like to see the interface cooked into. I'll post more information on Pocketnow.com. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/PocketNowTweets, where we'll let you know the exact moment when MaxSense and any updates for it are released. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.